Greetings, 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 dear Scorpio. How are you doing? Welcome to Tarot Lumination. That's TL over here. This is you, Scorpio, and this is your mini, generic love and relationship report for the October 2018 season. And you've probably figured out that we're heading very close into Scorpio season. So, cards are well shuffled in advance, okay, but we're going to go to the last second so that you're a witness. Before we do that, let's do some astro doodles, okay? This is the same doodle I've been using for the generic journey reports, the broad spectrum spirit reports. That's on the other playlist for October, so help yourself, but it's the same energy. I'm keeping it very simple. Of course, there's always a lot going on, but the big event from Tarot Illumination perspective is this huge pile up, a cluster of planets over here in Scorpio, creating this Scorpio stellium. So let's just twiddle the map around so it's for you. And this is all about you now, Scorpio. So we're putting you on the horizon, which puts Taurus on the relationship axis over here. So you might notice, let me do this properly, sorry. At the end of the month, October 24th, we had the Taurus full moon while the sun is in Scorpio. So this is very significant for you. There's over the first few weeks of the month, it's going to be building up to this. Now, early on in the month, you've got the Libra new moon over here. Okay, so that's kind of in your 11th house. So your 12th house, where things could get very, very sensitive for you. Let's put it in perspective. Over here is the Libra new moon in your 12th house. So you could come to these new realizations and awakenings about what is happening in your love life, in your most profound relationships, where things are definitely over in one way and beginning in another way. And how is that impacted by your, let's say, I don't mean to offend, but your immaturity or lack of spiritual evolution, which could only have been coming into realization through the hard way. And so you get into the 12th house of loss and failings and sadness and the endings of all endings, from which there's no return. Think of it, you've lived through almost a whole year journey to get to this point where it is time to have that reckoning, where it's like a grand reckoning, like you've done so well, you've done so well, you've done so well, awesome, but we need to address what is not working. It's time now to do that. That needs healing. And how's that going to turn out in the 6th house over here, Aries energy? But the big deal is all the Scorpio energy over here in your 1st house, right in your face. There's nowhere to hide, Scorpio. There's an intense focus on you through the month, especially right through the end of the month. There might be something to do with like a past life relationship being re-examined, coming into full play here. Tremendous new opportunities for love, light, and growth, and a lot of deep soul healing in that department. Jupiter is still here in Scorpio, okay? Uranus is right over here at the start of this new 7 journey through your 7th house. So for the next 7 years, you're going to be on this journey where there's going to be all sorts of surprises of awe, shock, and wonder, breakthroughs, liberating, a lot of liberation for you and your relationship. You might become a liberator for someone who's locked up. Someone who's really locked up might become a liberator for you. You might be able to liberate each other and bring tremendous joy and healing into each other's lives. Also, Neptune is over here in your 5th house of true love, so the potential is extremely high for something very beautiful, almost divinely ordained. And of course, the reciprocal is that anything that's not that could easily turn sour and be disappointing and sad, just at the slightest thing. It's an extremely fragile energy here, but it's very, very beautiful, okay? Think of orchids, okay? So let's get on with things. I think I showed you the dates. October 6th, Venus goes retrograde. Please allow for past life love issues to come up regarding deep intimacy and shared resources. The new moon, Libra, okay, we talked about that. October 10th, 12th, the Scorpio stellium piling up now. October 24th, the full moon, Scorpio sun, Taurus moon. Please pay attention to what's happening in your life at that time. It's going to be a full culmination. You're going to get a vivid display. To October 26th onwards, the full-on Scorpio stellium, maxed out. So Hang in, Scorpio. Lastly, a couple of like promo things. Tarot Illumination membership, click the button or see the links below. Personal readings, links below. First Friday healing event, October the 5th, links below. The shop, the books, the silk scarf, all of it. See the links below. Thank you very much. Let's get on with the show. Here we go. I think I just told you about all this stuff. Okay, I just told you all about that. If you need to check in with Tarot Illumination, you can do that. We'll go over this stuff intensely, privately, if you want to. Okay, so I'm allowing for Scorpios to need extra special attention this month, especially towards the end of the month. Okay, there's a lot of stuff you guys are going to have to live through right now. Cards are well shuffled, no jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Sorry about that. The shuffles also went well in advance of recording, so the deck will be very, very clean and clear for you. We're going to use the crucible spread, okay? That's under the understanding that there's you, Scorpio, a significant other, and then the relationship itself. And the relationship has a structure. Ideally, it is a strong structure, like a crucible, that can withstand the intense pressures as we intimate and separate. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. In case they're all different, reinterpret. Cross-watch for significant others. Also, bring your angels in. Bring your spirit guides, all your invisible friends. It really helps. They love to be invited, okay? And make the most of this. Please, I try to squash these down as tight as I can for you so that you can get on with your day. Please make the most of the little readings here. And then we'll get you through the month some way, somehow, okay? Cards are shuffled, all right? So bless this deck. Bless you, Scorpio. Bless Tarot Illumination, the cameras, the lights, the electricity, and the YouTube services, and all that stuff that makes this happen. It gives us a chance to be incredibly tight and intimate like family, but we can maintain our individuality and distinction across the world. It's a beautiful thing here. Thank you, Scorpio, for being here. What are you radiating here right now? Okay, think of yourself as a pulsing entity, always sending out signals. Over here, the same thing. What's coming back from a significant other? What are they radiating? Deep down inside of you, what are you radiating? Deep down inside of the other, what are they radiating? Deep here at the core of the relationship itself, we'll see what that kind of energy looks like. Think of this as a living thing, and it creates energy. It's a pulsing living thing. Is you're constantly in the process of intimacy and separation, intimacy and separation, intimacy and separation, which is very natural, normal, healthy thing in any relationship. All right, so we're going to look at now, obviously, with the crucible structure here. I'm hoping you can see that it's a bowl. A crucible is a bowl, but it's a very, very tough bowl that can withstand intense pressure. Okay, so there it is. All right, so loving people conduct themselves through the relationship. They don't just go at it one-on-one like this. They go through the relationship. They invest in each other. What can I bring to you? What can I bring to you? Let's look at the weather. So you've got the Empress. Oh, Scorpio, I think you've got your hands full here. I think you might be in a situation where you are almost bedazzled with the beauty and the wonder that is you and what is being reflected back to you from a significant other. So for things like that to happen, you must have been going through an awful lot of deep soul transformation recently. I'm thinking of the Jupiter in Scorpio for almost the last year or so. That's been very, very intense, and it's been very, very healing. So I'm thinking you're getting to this culmination here in October. Think of the full moon, October 24th. Think of the cleanup campaign earlier on, October the 4th or 8th or whatever it was. My notes, blah, blah, blah. Fill the gap, no dead air. Yeah, October the 8th. And now moving on to the end of the month, getting into Scorpio season. This is gorgeous, luscious environment for you, Scorpio. Yes, getting through a lot of October might be, let's say, very uncomfortable in some ways, simply because of the Libra new moon there. But I think there's such a buildup of delicious Scorpio energy that's going to be very, let's say, valuable to you. So you can evaluate what's happening in your love life and relationship. and it might be a soulmate reunion type of thing. You know, Venus in Scorpio retrograde, the comeback, the action replay. Let's have a look. What are you radiating from deep inside? Okay, the High Priestess. To me, it looks like you're coming to this from an extremely highly evolved spiritual perspective where no harm can happen to you, to a significant other, or to the relationship. And everything that does happen only happens on a need to know basis, almost like divine guidance, which is very, very hard for a lot of people to accept. In other words, because we always want to know more, our brains are constantly looking for problems because that's how we survive. We look for possible threats and problems that might undermine our joy and love and success and happiness in life, and then we try to shoot them and kill them or squash them or destroy them. That's what it's like our brain is like a power tool. We're hunting, gathering, creating, developing, always trying to figure things out to make our lives better, which includes stopping bad things happening. So my feeling is that this is like to me, it feels like a very serene, beautiful situation for you, dear Scorpio, where it's almost like all you have to do is keep being you. Continue radiating at these super highly intended love frequencies. Look at it this way, that Neptune and Pisces is very supportive of you. All that Scorpio energy is very powerful and supportive of you. It's very potentially healing. The Capricorn energy is also very supportive for you right now. So let's make the most of that. What are they radiating here? Okay, with Ace of Swords. This might be very much to do with the Uranus and Taurus thing happening. Also, towards the end of the month, when the moon is in Taurus, your 7th house, where it might be like this blinding shock and awe kind of awakening and liberation that's happening with a significant other, where they are literally coming out. It's almost like a coming out party, coming out into their truth, their own magnificence. It's like the gateways are opening to their own spiritual evolution, kind of on a par with yours. So I think this is very much to do with, gosh, I keep having to go back to do with the Neptune energy that's still hovering here for many years to come over in your 5th house of true love. Okay, I think that's having a strong influence on this reading here. And I think this Ace of Swords relates very strongly to the Uranus shock and awe, very highly unpredictable, very liberating type of energy, which can be extremely exciting and satisfying. Like when you have these, what do they call them? Those light bulb moments of amazing chances for evolution for a significant other, which benefits you. So I think this is a very mutually beneficial situation for you and a significant other, coming at it from a very beautiful, serene, angelic, divine perspective. And then down here on earth, that translates as something very beautiful, like having a very beautiful relationship down here on earth that is composed of some very beautiful, very, very deeply hard-earned spiritual maturity here for both parties. What are you radiating deep inside, okay? So with the 8 of Swords over here, it's almost like a matching energy where, like, I feel that their energy over here can be very, very liberating for you, okay? To get you out of like a state of paralysis or fear of being caught up in your own maze of, mental confusion. It might be like their energy here can be very, very good when you go through the Libra new moon, which is very kind of mental and spiritual, and it's going to be in your 12th house, where a lot of the puzzles that you've been having to solve and carry that have been unsolved for so long are going to start to make more and more sense for you, so that you don't feel as though you're stuck or caught in a maze, and you're not scared of any future problems coming at you. You know that you can handle them, almost like a kid with a board game or a jigsaw puzzle or an exciting, fun experience, okay? And they can handle it. So I think this is very mutually supportive energy here between you guys. I see a lot of this is very beautiful love, super high frequency love, where it's almost like you're shimmering. Both parties are shimmering in their own way, but it's very subtle, it's very beautiful. It's like watching two butterflies, go through some kind of courtship mating dance or something. Very, very beautiful. Okay, what about the other? Okay. Whoa, man. Okay, so Scorpio, you might be dealing with someone who is literally breaking out into a whole new life, being, sense of self identity. And it's very much a cusp kind of thing for these people, this person here, where because it's aces, double aces, like this is energy of sacred opportunity multiplied. You might be relating with someone who is seeing how this is an amazingly beautiful, divinely ordained opportunity for them to grow and mature spiritually in terms of wisdom, higher knowledge, awareness, liberty, freedom, and it actually works down here on earth. You actually see the evidence, like, oh my gosh, like you could fantasize and wanted all these things. You might love your partner so much that this is what you've been dreaming of to happen for them, and it's actually happening for them. You could be some kind of divinely ordained liberator for them to come into this amazing energy of liberation and manifestation, the chance to manifest a whole new, almost like a whole new lifestyle world at the very, very core. And that's what they want and that's what they deserve. This wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be here unless they'd earned it. Okay. This looks like it's being earned through incredible hardship, spiritual, perhaps suffering, lifetimes of suffering to the point where that chapter is over. And now they are heading into a chapter of liberation, new starts and new beginnings. This is your reading. It's not a couple's reading. Okay, Scorpio, I was getting so carried away by this amazing combination here. What's going on at the core? Let's have a look. Oh, I'm so happy to see this. Let's get down to earth, people. Let's just admit that in your wonder, in your beauty, in your serenity, your divinity here, Scorpio, and with a significant other who might be literally the embodiment of you, reflected back to you in your own beauty and abundance and wonder, the deliciousness of their own energy. You might be surrounded by that energy, and it's absolutely deliciously good for you. Again, very fragile, delicate. And then you realize the relationship is actually, even though it might be a rekindling of because of the Venus and Scorpio stuff and the Jupiter and Scorpio, Sun and Mercury, some kind of soulmate reunion thing from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of tremendous hardship and suffering. Now it's coming to a point where this is your chance to start from scratch again, at the point of innocence, where both parties might be at this moment in time. Like, bring it all back down to earth. Let's calm down, bring it down to earth. What does it look like? The relationship to me here, as your reader, looks very sweet, very pure, very innocent, where both parties are coming in almost like little angels for each other. Like you're becoming an earth angel for them, and they are becoming an earth angel for you. Or it might already have happened, but it looks like it's in play here. And it's very, very good for you, and it's very, very good for them. Even though this is not a couple's reading, it's a reading for you, Scorpio, but we're allowing for them. What about prospects and momentum here? My God. Woo! Okay, it looks very much to do with liberation, a new passionate starts, brand new beginnings for both of you. It's like you're on some kind of magic carpet, beautiful magic carpet ride here, and it takes you into a whole new world that, frankly, none of us could predict. I wouldn't dare predict where this goes from here, but when you add the passion, the material potential to manifest, and the spiritual maturity here, the divine ordinance here, it looks really beautiful here from Tarot Lumination perspective. It's truly, truly almost like a divinely blessed situation here. Again, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying it's very beautiful. there could be tremendous amount of challenges here as you go through the early parts of the month, the awakenings of what's not working, having to deal with that, and then having to uh, live through this massive stellium here and figure out what to do and where to go from there. And it's happening in the context of a significant other who's not going to let up by the look of it. Gosh, God, I don't want to spoil the reading. You can reinterpret this however you want. This I want to add on to the Ace of Wands here. It looks, from my perspective, that this is extremely stimulating for you guys, for you and for the significant other, where like love breeds love. The intimacy and separation that is happening at the very nascent beginning levels here, very, very pure, very divinely blessed, very innocent, grows into something mature, more and more mature, very, very beautiful, and it actually fuels the growth, the passion, the drive. Like once you see the evidence of growth, the evidence of love, the evidence of the divinity in the situation, that's very inspiring in such a way that it makes you want to keep going and build on this more and more. So the whole process of intimacy and separation becomes absolutely delicious. Okay? That's what I'm feeling here for you, Scorpio. So thank you very much for visiting. It's a pleasure to read for you. If you need anything, go to terralumination.com and we can go much deeper if you want. Okay? Thank you so, so much. Bye bye. Have a super month. Bye.